folks, Cliff Dweller and Catfish here. We are on the road, 2019 road trip. Where are we heading to this time, Catfish?
We are going to start at the Badlands.
That's right, we are on the road heading toward Badlands National Park. We are in South Dakota driving along still. We spent last night parked near the Missouri River. It got us a few hours of shut-eye before we continued our trip, right buddy?
Yep.
Well folks, Kate and I made it to Badlands National Park. We are already on our first hike of the trip. 7:30 in the morning, and we went on the Notch Trail. Pretty cool place. I gotta say it is everything that you would expect it to be. Hey Catfish, our first official hike in the Badlands accomplished. High five. All right. The views are pretty amazing. Yeah, it's going to be a good week. What do you think of that, Catfish?
Pretty cool.
What do you think of the Badlands here so far, Catfish?
It's pretty cool. There's some nice views, some nice formations. Heck, we've already seen bighorn sheep.
Well, we have driven around to all the scenic views, and it's an amazing place here at Badlands, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, so we had originally intended to camp boondock actually in the Buffalo Gap National Grasslands, which is along the borders of Badlands National Park. And there's this great spot right on the edge. It shows you all the cool rock formations that you can camp up above and look at it. That was our original plan, and when we got up there, it is just packed full of boondockers, people with RVs and trailers that have pulled them all up there along that line. And that's just not quite the experience we were looking for, at least not at the moment. So we decided to come out here to Sage Creek Campground, which is in the northwest corner of the park. It is away from a lot of the rock formations and a more hilly and grassy area, but also has a lot more wildlife. Our campground here is part of a prairie dog town, so you literally have prairie dogs all around your campsite. And there's also lots of bison prints everywhere in this area, so the bison come through here right through the campsite. So we kind of like the idea of wildlife in our campsite, don't we, Catfish?
Yep.
Yeah. Hello, big guy. Hey folks, Catfish Cliff Dweller here. We are in Sage Creek Campground here in Badlands National Park. So you can see back here is our tent, and we are literally surrounded by prairie dog. This campground is literally in a prairie dog town. And little guys are everywhere, and there's also hoof prints everywhere from bison. So bison come right through this campground all the time. But Catfish and I are going to go exploring a little bit just to see what's around here. I know there are trails that lead out into the Sage Creek wilderness here, so we're going to see what we can find. Alright, so Catfish and I have been out here in Sage Creek Campground area, decided to climb some hills above the campground. We're just enjoying the beautiful scenery out here right at the moment. Sun is getting ready to set, as you see. It's almost to the horizon. We're up on these weird little, I don't know, lumps, as we're just calling them, on top of these cliffs. the king of the world! Well, Catfish and I made it off the top of the hill. The sun has set. Down there is camp in this beautiful place. Yep. But a trail that we came up is steep, and you can hardly see it through all this yellow prairie grass. Are you going to lead through this nasty stuff, or am I going to?
Sure.
All right.
Nasty yellow invasive flower things from Europe.
It's
that are
steep.
taking over everything.
Here we go. Remember when you was kids and you used to just like roll down hills? Now that I'm like pushing 50, I may fall and end up rolling down a hill. Not only do you have to try to stay on the steep trail, but you have to dodge bison droppings all over the place.
Oh no.
You've heard us in the past complain about road apples from horses. They ain't got nothing on bison. Good morning, folks. Catfish Cliff Dweller here again. Today we got up before the sun and took off from our Sage Creek campground in the Badlands and head over to the Black Hills. We're actually at Hot Springs right now. We're going to check out a mammoth site. And I don't know, we'll see where the day takes us. Alright, so the mammoth site there in Hot Springs, South Dakota, here in the Black Hills, was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we are still in the Black Hills. Rain has been coming down pretty much constantly. So we're going into the Black Hills Institute Museum. And these are the people who found Sue the T-Rex. And they have more stuff here that we're going to check out as well. What do you think of the Black Hills Institute, the museum here so far?
Pretty cool.
It is. I mean, an actual museum by the paleontologists themselves that discovered this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same people who discovered Sue from Chicago and Stan, the second largest T-Rex ever found, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Hey folks, we're back in the Badlands now. The Black Hills just would not stop raining, 9% chance for rain today, and it was just constant and wasn't looking to stop. We actually drove through Mount Rushmore area, but you couldn't even see the mountain, so we didn't even turn in. It was just that rainy. So we get back to the Badlands, and it's dry here. Tomorrow looks like Black Hills is going to be solid rain again, and chance of rain here too, so we're just kind of contemplating our options today. And just kind of thought we'd stop and enjoy the views for a little bit. What do you think of that, Catfish?
Looks cool.
Good morning, folks. Catfish Cliff Dweller here, back out on the road. We packed up camp this morning out of Sage Creek Campground, and we are now in the South District of the Badlands, checking some things out. This is a much more remote area of the national park. Not very many people come down to this section, and we're right now on Sheep Mountain Road. It is a four-wheel drive only road that goes up to the top of a table mountain. So we're going to see if the Subaru can handle it.
Yep.
Here we are, we're on top of Sheep Mountain now. And this is where the four-wheel drive part comes in handy. Well, the Subaru handled that road pretty well. There are a few ruts there, but nothing too severe. Here's what we're on. Hey folks, so obviously this morning we were in the South District of the Badlands, got to see some cool formations, go into the Lakota Pine Ridge Reservation and see some cool stuff, but after that we decided to head back into the Black Hills, and believe it or not we made it here before the rain started, so check out where we're at. Yeah, that's right, we're at Mount Rushmore. We literally drove by Mount Rushmore yesterday, didn't we, Catfish?
Yep.
But it was so rainy and foggy, you literally couldn't see the mountain, so we just kept right on going back to camp. What do you think about carving and trees and rocks?
Those rocks were pretty cool, but down it, they carved all these faces into that block up there. That's vandalism.
Oh, I tell you what, every time you carve into rock, man, it's like, leave no trace. What are you thinking? You shouldn't be carving into rock. But then, oh wait. Okay, maybe once in a while it's alright. So what do you think of that, Caden?
Pretty detailed. Must have been really hard to make.
Alright. You imagine hanging from ropes and chains trying to chisel all that?
Yeah, right.
Well, folks, Mount Rushmore was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat to actually get to see it in person. But it started to rain on us, so we took a break, left there. We are now on the Needles Highway, which is one of the most scenic roads in the Black Hills, and leads straight down to Custer State Park. Needles Highway is everything I've ever read and then some. It's really awesome. Most of it is part of Custer State Park, so you do have to pay an entrance fee. It's like a $20 fee, but it's good for 7 days, and it's good for any state park in South Dakota. So if you're going to be around for a while, it's definitely worth it. But it's worth it just to go up and down this highway.
Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah, the Black Hills has it going on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, hey folks, Catfish and I are heading off into the forest, literally. We are on some back road, forest road here in the Black Hills. Hang on a second, I gotta dive around this tree that's across the road. And there we go. We use freecampsites.net to find free places that we can just either park and camp or whatever, and we've got one here out in the middle of nowhere in the Black Hills. It seems to be a bit southwest of Custer, South Dakota. So hopefully we'll still be alive in the morning.
Yep.
How deep do you think that hole is, Catfish?
Very deep.
Very deep. Oh, we're good. Squeal them wheels. Woo, get muddy. Well, folks, we're in the Black Hills National Forest. Went down a forest road till we found us a little pull-off. So there we are. Pulled off the road. Tent set up back there behind that little boulder. Nice little rocks back there to climb on. Maybe a few snakes to hide in. Doing a little bit of exploring here in the Black Hills, close to our little camp. Checking out some of these rock layers here. And this is Black Hills, known for Black Hills gold. What do you think, Catfish? Is there any kind of gold in this stuff?
Probably not.
Well, you never know. Well, back in our little forest camp here, got this tiny little trickle of a stream. We should start panning for gold in it, Catfish.
Yeah, we'll totally find something.
Could be gold in these hills. Look right there, folks. Could it be? Could we have found gold? Look at that. Gold. If we don't return, you know why. Either we hit gold or Bigfoot found us. Good morning, folks. Catfish and Cliff Dweller here for our daily update. We are obviously out of the National Forest little camp spot we had last night, and we are on the trail. The weather is finally favorable. We were about to the point where we were going to just uproot and leave this area because we've had 3 straight days that has rained on us. And Catfish here thought, you know what, let's try to wait one more day and see if we can get a good hike in. So here we are on Black Elk Peak. We are climbing it. It is the highest peak east of the Rockies at over 7,200 feet high. Go over there on top of all those spires. Look up on top. That is the fire tower on top of Black Elk Peak. That is our ultimate destination. And up we go, little buddy.
Yep.
High five, we made it. What do you think of this experience so far, Catfish?
Pretty cool.
So Harney Peak was pretty cool, or I should say Black Elk Peak, and we're now taking a different trail down. We are into the spires, literally. Into the spires. Oh, into the spires. The cathedral spires. this is a heck of a place for a little break and some lunch. Oh yeah, you wanna do some rock scrambling? Alright buddy, Little Devil's Tower, we did it. Yeah. So that Little Devil's Tower was a nice little surprise. I didn't expect it to be a rock scramble, and we love rock scrambles. Well, Catfish and I here finished our hike going up to Black Elk Peak as well as Cathedral Spires and Little Devil's Tower. Did probably around 9 miles of hiking, didn't we?
Yeah.
Starting to feel it a little bit. Good morning, folks. We are on our adventure and we have left the Black Hills this morning and we have moved on into Wyoming. And today we're looking for an adventure, you could say a close encounter of a third kind.
What? Devil's Tower, America's first national monument.
Cool little alcove. Small cave underneath Devil's Tower. Does that mean it's like the gates of hell?
Maybe it's aliens.
This is a pretty cool place.
Yeah, but there's still no aliens. Looks like Thanos' chin.
We are heading west again. We are in central Wyoming right now. We are actually crossing the Bighorn Mountains. We're at an elevation at over 9,000 feet at the moment. We've already seen a moose off the side of the road.
Yep.
Pretty awesome little trip here, huh buddy? These Bighorn Mountains are a lot cooler than I expected. What do you think, Catfish?
Agreed. Boy. Nice colorings and cool trees.
Yeah. It's like we were just driving through this big old canyon. And as usual, pictures and video just don't do it justice. Out looking for our campsite for the night. Out on BLM land here in western Wyoming. Whee! Well, here you go, folks. We found our BLM camp for the night up on the top of Cedar Mountain, just outside of Cody, Wyoming. And we're right outside of Yellowstone National Park, which is where we'll be heading into first thing in the morning. But for tonight, this is our camp spot. So here we have a view off to the east of the town of Cody. Just a nice distant view. Sun's about to go down behind that mountain. Not a half bad spot to spend the night for free. Hopefully there's no bears, mountain lions, or Bigfoot up here, huh, buddy?
Yeah, Willie.
Good morning, world. Catfish and Cliff Dweller here, and we are heading into Yellowstone. We're driving through snow right now. It is snowing in Yellowstone. Where are we camping at?
Yellowstone.
Right, where are we set up?
North Campground.
Right on. What are we close to?
Steamboat geyser, the largest geyser in the world.
That's right. What travels through this campground?
Herds of bison.
Oh yeah. Yes, it is hailing on the first day of summer. We've now been on the road for a little over 3 hours trying to get back to our campground. Reason is because somewhere up ahead is a bison traffic jam. We have moved maybe 3 miles in the past 2.5 hours. So here's the bison herd right by our campground. So we're here in our tent, just getting ready to sleep. And the whole herd has decided that our camp area is a good grazing area. What do you think of that, buddy?
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy. Crap.
Now I'm subbing on a tent.
Yeah, we're surrounded. Well, that's an experience you don't get very often, huh, buddy?
Yeah, Willie.
morning, folks. Back out here in Yellowstone. We survived the night, got down to 28 degrees, pretty cold. We finally escaped our campground that the bison had completely besieged. They were everywhere in the campgrounds, had us surrounded, bumping into our tent, even licking the frost off of our tent. But we're now out hiking this morning. As you see, it is snowing on us. And we'll go see some waterfalls. Well, it might be chilly this morning, but we made it out to Fairy Falls. We have it completely to ourselves. What do you think of the Fairy Falls, Catfish?
Pretty cool.
Yeah. This waterfall wasn't the only thing on our hike today. The Imperial Geyser. Some cool features. Not another soul out here but me and Caden. Some mud pots. Good morning, folks. Another balmy day here in Yellowstone. Woke up this morning, about 29 degrees in the campground. The bison have moved on. So we are now at the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. Checking things out, see where the day leads us. Catfish, what do you think of the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone?
It was really cool. You can see why this place is called Yellowstone.
That's right, this is where it got its name.
Sounds like Mother Nature's frying bacon.
Would you ever get off the boardwalk and walk out into those areas?
Nope. Would you?
Nope. I'd like to keep the skin on my body.
American knuckleheads may not agree, though.
Yep, there have been a few that have tried and not survived. Good morning, folks. Last night wasn't quite as cold, only got down to about 42 degrees, which felt like a heat wave in here. But this morning, we are out in Lamar Valley. It is considered the Serengeti of America. Alright folks, well, the Lamar Valley was a little bit of a washout for us. We got to see a lot of bison, but we've seen so many of those already, it's not as big of a deal at this point. We just don't have the time and patience it would take to sit there to try to wait out and see if any bears was to come out or any wolves or anything like that. So instead, we are climbing Mount Washburn, Yellowstone's highest peak. Now, in our trail book for Mount Washburn, it suggests the Crittenden Road, which is just a road that literally is just a 3-mile slant up the side of the mountain to the top, out in the open for the most part. However, we are taking the route from Dunraven Pass. It too is an old road, but much older than Crittenden Road. Crittenden Road is still used by the rangers to go up to the top. This trail was a road built in 1905. They used to take stagecoaches up it. And in the early day of automobiles, Model Ts used to drive this route backwards. They drove it backwards because the forward gear didn't have enough oomph to it to get up here, but in reverse it could make it. So that is the trail we are hiking. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the grizzly sleeps tonight.
Away more, away more, away more.
Nice views, huh? One cool little factoid here about Mount Washburn. It is the northern part of the ancient Yellowstone caldera. So you could literally say that this rock behind us here is part of an ancient volcano. It's getting a little bit icier. Icy means that it gets more dicey. Something tells me the stagecoaches and Model Ts didn't come up this time of year. So we have now passed 4 hikers coming back that did not make it to the top. So it gets a little too slippery for their taste. So we're going to go up and see just how bad it is. Well folks, I am making an executive decision here. This snow berm here looks really slippery, and after passing other hikers who didn't dare do it, since Catfish and I don't have our crampons, by myself I would probably do this, finish the hike. We're really close, and it's like around one more switchback and you're on the top heading towards the tower. But I have Catfish to think about, and I can't risk his life going up these snow berms. So this is as good as it's going to get today. Well, we didn't quite reach the summit of Mount Washburn, but it was still an amazing hike with some awesome views.
Llegué a los 20 años aquí a Estados Unidos y me quedé en Los Ángeles y ahí me quedé ya. Me clavé ahí, me casé, y pues ahí crecí mis hijos, y ya pasé mi vida.
We're at Artist Paint Pots. We've passed by this place multiple times and it's always busy. You didn't get a place to park. But we come here this evening, so last evening in Yellowstone before we go to the Grand Tetons. Thought I'd get to check it out. Good morning, folks. We have moved on from Yellowstone. Just a little bit south, we are now in the Grand Tetons. We are camping in Coulter Bay. And, well, we were warned that there are several grizzlies near our campground. So, of course, what are we going to be doing? Hiding? Heck no, we're going to be searching. Good morning, live from the Grand Tetons right now. We are on the Hermitage Trail, standing in front of Heron Pond right now. And we have been told by the rangers that there have been lots of grizzly activity within a couple of miles of our campground. So of course, we're going to take a trail that leads from our campground out about 9 miles round trip, see if we can spot any kind of bear or other wildlife activity. That was a freaking bald eagle in that tree right above us.
Oh, I see. I called it back and it's just a plane.
Hey, bear.
Hey, mosquito.
What's up, Mr. Marmot? Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Well, folks, through pine forest, sagebrush meadows, wetlands, and swarms of mosquitoes, we finally made it to Hermitage Point. Catfish and I made it all the way out there to Hermitage Point without a single soul coming along. So there are places in these national parks you can get into the backcountry and get away from people and find some true solitude. Good morning, folks. We are getting ready to get on the river, the Snake River. We'll take a scenic rafting trip this morning. Excited for that?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Those are pink.
You ready for this, Catfish?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Well, folks, it has been an amazing day here. We had a great time on that rafting trip this morning, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What'd you like best about that?
It was some pretty cool scenery.
Yep, scenery, lots of bird action, huh?
Yeah.
Right, even seen a moose out there.
Part of a moose.
Right, it was laying down. But then we did, kind of took it easy the rest of the day and did a little bit of wildlife driving around trying to see. We seen a lot of elk, didn't we?
Yep.
Seen some pretty cool bull elk with the big old antlers on them too. Other than that, just kind of enjoying the scenery and enjoying the day. How about you?
Yep.
Good morning, folks. Still in the Grand Tetons today, and we are hiking String Lake today and going to make a push up into Paintbrush Canyon. Beautiful scenery out here. We've already seen a black bear this morning on a scenic drive just getting to here. Pretty cool, huh, buddy?
Yep.
There's some amazing mountain views. It's always cool getting up into these canyons and finding those hidden valleys, basically. Don't seem to be too scared of us, huh? Yeah, that's blocking the whole trail, huh? We're making our way through this miniature glacier here. I love this kind of stuff. Up here in the middle of the mountains. Mountain views are amazing, but actually getting into the mountains is a whole nother experience. Man, look at these views.
Some nice footage. Gotta love those big Tetons.
right? Alright, we knew eventually it was going to hit snowpack. Let's go across this one and see how much further we can make it. Mr. Whistlepig is going to have to let us through. I'm not sure what he's munching on, or if he even cares about our presence. Well, it is getting a little more difficult to follow the trail. But my goodness, the scenery out here is breathtaking. Well, folks, our hope was to make it all the way up to Holly Lake here in Paintbrush Canyon. But as you see, it is a winter wonderland up here. And we've been trying to find our way through. It's kind of hard to find the trail. And going across this little section to what I believe is the trail over there, I completely post-holed all the way up to my crotch. And tried to find a way around it, and I started post-holing down there too. And so we've decided we have made it far enough. Awesome thing about going back down the canyon, now the views all open up towards you. All the views that were behind you on your way up, they open up now right in front of you on your way down. Well, that is our hike today, going around all of Spring Lake Trail as well as up through Paintbrush Canyon. What did you think about our hike today, Catfish?
It was a pretty long hike. We had some cool scenery, but there were lots and lots of marmots.
Yeah, we've seen a minimum of 10 marmots. Well, folks, we had an amazing 2 weeks from the Badlands to the Black Hills, Yellowstone, Grand Tetons, Devil's Tower, and just so much to see. And but now, unfortunately, it comes to an end. We are on our way home. Till next time, peace out.